Let's look at the DILR section of CATS Lot 1 day, CATS Lot 1 paper 2020. The local office of APP CAB company evaluates the performance of five cab drivers, Arun, Barun, Chandan, Damodran, and Iman, for their monthly payment based on the ratings in five different parameters P1 to P5 as given below. Timely arrival, behavior, comfortable ride, driver's familiarity with the route, value for money. Based on feedback from the customers, the office assigns a rating from 1 to 5 in each of these parameters. Each rating is an integer from a low value of 1 to a high value of 5. The final rating of a driver is the average of these ratings in these five parameters. Okay, the monthly payment of the driver has two parts, a fixed payment and a final rating based bonus. If the driver gets a rating of 1 in any of the parameters, he is not eligible to get bonus. To be eligible for bonus, a driver also needs to get a rating of 5 in at least one of the parameters. If you get a 1, you don't get a bonus. And in order to get a bonus, you have to get at 5 in at least one of the parameters. Okay. The partial information related to ratings of the drivers at different parameters and the monthly payment structure in rupees is given in the table below. We have these things. The following additional facts are known. Arun and Barun have got a rating of 5 in exactly one of the parameters. So there is 1 5, there is 1 5. Chandan has got a rating of 5 in exactly two parameters. Chandan is winning in life. He's got 2 5s, at least 2 5s. For Damodar and Iman, we haven't been told. None of the drivers has got the same rating in 3 parameters, which now translates to you can have A, B, B, C, but you cannot have 3 A's, you cannot have 3 B's. 3 same ratings cannot be obtained by any of the drivers. Okay. Additionally, can you also see when you get a table like this with 3, 2, 2, 4, there is this inherent bias that everyone will get a rating from 1 to 5 in P1, everyone will get a rating from 1 to 5 in P2. That is not the case here. No such instruction has been given. So don't fall for this stupid idea that 4 5s have been assigned. दामोदर and इमाम में से किसी एक को ही एक 5 मिलेगा, जरूरी नहीं. इनको कितने भी 5s मिल सकते हैं, 2 5s मैक्सिमम मिल सकते हैं. Okay. If Damodaran does not get a bonus, what is the maximum possible value of his final rating? दामोदरन के लिए एक 3 आ चुका है, एक 3 आ चुका है. अब अगर उसको बोनस नहीं मिला है, अब उसको बोनस नहीं मिला है, it could be because उसको कोई भी 5 नहीं मिला है, he hasn't got a single 5, in which case it would be his best possible rating would be 3 4 4 3 2. ये केस हो सकता है. या दामोदरन को 5 तो मिला है बट 1 भी एक जगह मिल गया है. तो 5 5 4 और 1 दामोदरन के साथ ये हुआ. One of these two cases would be the extreme case. यहाँ पर समेशन कितना हो रहा है? 3 + 4 7, 7 + 7 + 2 16, and here the summation is 18. Now his average rating here in this case is 3.2, in this case is 3.6. So what is the maximum possible value of his final rating? It is option 3, 3.6. We are God. We get to assign ratings. We get to calculate average. We do everything in this question. We have the power to change anything. नहीं, क्वेश्चन देखेंगे पहले, अपने हिसाब से केसेस नहीं बनाएंगे, बहुत केसेस बनेंगे इसमें, बहुत ज्यादा केसेस बनेंगे. Okay, next is Iman gets a bonus. What is the minimum possible value of his final rating? ईमान को अगर बोनस मिल रहा है तो ईमान के पास एक 2 तो है ही, और कम से कम एक 5 तो है ही, एक 2 और एक 5 तो है ही. उसके बाद in the remaining 3 ratings you want it to be as low as possible, so 2 3 3 दो 2s आ गए, दो 3s आ गए, एक 5 आ गया, इसको बोनस मिलेगा 15/5. His minimum possible final rating will be 3. 2 questions done. बहुत ही प्यार से. अब इसके बाद थोड़ी गेम खराब होती है. I am erasing this. Of course, you don't get to erase it in the actual exam. But now, question 3. If all 5 drivers get bonus, everybody has to get at least 1/5. What is the minimum possible value of the monthly payment in rupees that a driver gets? Okay, let's see. Arun, Varun, Chandan, Damodaran, Iman. Arun के बारे में we know there is a 5, there is a 4. Now we want to minimize the payment that he gets. So his rating should be minimum. He'll get a 2, he'll get a 2, he'll get a 3. So 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. 8 plus 8, 16. So 3.2 here, 3.2 into 250. Or can you see, we have to do 16 by 5 into 250. Can I straight away go and say, instead of doing all this nonsense, add this up, 16 into 50. Basically, this number divided by 5, I will write. So he gets 800 extra here. He gets 800 extra here. For Barun, he's got a 5, he's got a 3. We want to minimize it. So 2 and 2 and 3. Everything is identical as the first case. It is just that 15 into 40. Or this is 600 extra. Can you see how this 50 and 40 are in play? Do you understand why this 40 comes into play, people? I don't want to do 3 into 200. I want to do 15 into 40. It is simpler. Okay, for Chandan, there are 2 5s. There is a 2. There is a 2. There is a 3. So 17 into 20 or 340 extra here. Next, Damodaran, he is getting a bonus. So there is a 5, there is a 3, there is a 2, there is a 2, there is a 3. So 15 into 30 or 450. And finally, Iman, there is a 5, there is a 2, there is a 2, there is a 3, there is a 3. 15 into 40. There is a 600. Payment to Arun is 1800. Payment to Barun is 1800. Payment to Chandan is 1740. Payment to Damodaran is 1750. Payment to Iman is 1700. So option 3, 1700. Done. Okay. Last question. I love this question because you get to play God. You get to assign ratings to people. If all 5 drivers get a bonus, what is the maximum possible value of the monthly payment in rupees that a driver gets? Okay. Let's see. It seems like it will be Damodaran. I'm just putting it out there because he can get 2 5s. He's got 1300, one of the highest fixed payments, and his final rating is higher than this. He will definitely get a higher rating than Chandan. But let's see. Arun has 1 5, 1 4, 4, 3, 3. Barun has 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. Chandan has 5, 5, 2, 4, 4. Damodaran has 5, 5, 4, 4, 3. Iman has 5, 5, 2, 4, 4. Okay, so this turns to 10, 19 into 50 or 950. This is 4, 3, 4, 3, 19 into 40 or 760. Okay. This is 54420 into 20, 400. Sad. This is 545421 into 30, 630. Okay, Damodran is not winning. Iman is 545420 into 40 or 800. So 1000 plus 950 is 1950. 1960 for Barun. For Chandan, it is 1800. For Damodran, it is 1930. For Iman, it is 1900. The highest amount is for Barun. So answer will be option 1, 1960. Yes. Pretty straightforward. Yo, some reaction, people, some reaction. Let's go. Okay. 10 musicians A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J are experts in at least one of the following 3 percussion instruments: tabla, mridangam, and ghatam. I don't know the correct pronunciation of this third instrument, so I'm calling it ghatam. Deal with it. Among them, 3 are experts in tabla, but not in mridangam or ghatam. Another, so I have to first make a Venn diagram. Tabla, mridangam, ghatam. 3 are experts in tabla, but not mridangam and ghatam. 3 people are here. Another 3 are experts in mridangam, but not in tabla or ghatam. Okay. One is an expert in ghatam, but not in tabla. Okay. Further, 2 are experts in tabla and mridangam, but not in ghatam. And one is an expert in tabla and ghatam, but not mridangam. Can you see at this time all 10 people have been assigned? We don't know which person is there, but all 10 people have been assigned, which is another way of saying there is nobody here and there is nobody here. There isn't a single person who can play all 3 instruments. There isn't a single person who can play mridangam and ghatam. Yes. Both A and B are experts in mridangam, but only one of them is also an expert in tabla. So I'm going A or B, A or B. D is an expert in both tabla and ghatam. So D is here. Both F and G are experts in tabla, but only one of them is an expert in mridangam. F or G, F or G. Okay. Neither I nor J is an expert in tabla. So can I say they can either be only mridangam or only ghatam? Neither H nor I is an expert in mridangam. Just the final part. Neither I nor H is an expert in mridangam. So only T or only G. Now look at it. I is common in both these statements. He's not an expert in tabla. He's not an expert in mridangam. So he has to necessarily be an expert in ghatam. I is definitely assigned here. If I is definitely assigned here, then J is I assigned in only mridangam and H is assigned in only tabla. These people are absolutely assigned. These people are D, T, J, and I. We know their precise location. AB can switch places, FG can switch places. 8 people or 8 spots have been filled. There are two spots left. There are two people left. Those people are C and E. Those people are C and E. There is one more person to be filled up in tabla. There is one more person to be filled up in mridanga. So this will either be C or E. This will be E or C. Okay. Let's get to individual questions. Who among the following is definitely an expert in tabla, but not in either mridangam or ghatam? H. Who among the following is definitely an expert in mridangam, but not in either tabla or ghatam? J. Can you also see the cat people? They were so kind that they went ahead and capitalized this word. This is so wonderful of them. Which of the following pairs cannot have any musician who is expert in both tabla and mridangam, but not in ghatam? So pairs of musicians, if it is anything out of A, B, F, G, if it is anything out of A, B, F, G, then that option is the answer. A, B is present? No. C, F, F is present? No. C, E, no. F, G, not possible. Answer has to be option C. C and E can either be only proficient in tabla or only proficient in mridangam, not in both. Next is, if C is an expert in mridangam, if C is an expert in mridangam, then E is an expert in tabla, and F is not. F is not an expert in mridangam. So F is proficient only in tabla. Then which are the three musicians who are experts in tabla but not in either mridangam or ghatam? F, H, and E. No, no, no. This one here. This one here, E, F, and H. That will be the answer. Yes, people, yes. Pretty straightforward. This is like one of the basicest class of arrangement. There's also a reason why slot 1, or at least the argumentation reason why slot 1 DILR was simpler, because people had no idea what the format would be in the first slot, and therefore at least the argument given in public spaces was that CAT was trying to be very, very nice to people. लिस्ट बना के किया फिर तो बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट है, वेन डायग्राम से बहुत सिंपल हो जाता है. Okay, let's get to the funnest one. Also, acha, very much like that next one, sir. हमने वेन से स्टार्ट किया, वेन से सब कुछ लिख दिया. Okay, let's go. This set, this is the toughest set and the set that should have been left alone. ओहो, हमने पॉइंट में बोला था ना 15 सवाल कौन से करने चाहिए थे जिससे 45 आ जाए, बट छूट गया पीछे कर सकते. 4 institutes A, B, C, D had contracts with 4 vendors W, X, Y, Z during the 10 calendar years from 2010 to 2000. नहीं कर रहे. The 2010 to 2019, the contracts are either multi-year contracts running for several consecutive years or single-year contracts. No institute had more than one contract with the same vendor. However, in a calendar year, an institute may have had contracts with multiple vendors, and a vendor may have had contracts with multiple institutes. It is known that over the decade, the institutes each got into 2 contracts with 2 of these vendors, and each vendor got into 2 contracts with 2 of these institutes. Okay? The following facts are also known about these contracts. Vendor Z had at least 1 contract every year. So can I say the total contracts of vendor Z will be 10 plus years? 10 साल का पीरियड दिया है 2010 से लेके 2019 तक. The contracts of vendor Z will be for 10 plus years. हो सकता है कि एक ही साल में 2 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सर्व कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन टोटल ड्यूरेशन फॉर ऑल द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, टाइम ड्यूरेशन ऑफ ऑल द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स दैट Z was involved in, it will be 10 plus years. Vendor X has one or more contracts in every year up to 2015, but no contract in any year after that. Can I say vendor X had contracts for 6 plus years? Not 5, 6. 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 6 plus years. Yes. Okay. Vendor Y had contracts in 2010 and 2019. Why this plus? Because say X had contract this way. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And it also had contract with somebody else this way. So it has a 5-year contract with one institute and 4-year contract with another institute. It has a cumulative of 9 years worth of contracts. It does not necessarily have to be, it is operational for 6 years, but it can have a contract duration of 6 plus years. Minimum 6, maximum can go up till 12, but I'm just recording it as 6 plus. Vendor Y had contracts in 10 and 11. Vendor W had contracts only in 2012. At this time, can I say vendor W had contracts only of 1 year duration? The two contracts that W has are only of 1 year duration. The two contracts that W has are only of 1 year duration because the contracts are only in 2012 and it is supposed to have two contracts. So it will be 1 and 1. This. There were 5 contracts in 2012. There were 5 contracts in 2012. Okay. There were exactly 4 multi-year contracts. This is the interpretation part which makes it slightly nicer. Institute B had a 7-year contract. D had a 4-year contract. A and C had a 3-year and a 3-year contract. And the other 4 contracts were single-year contracts. Now pay attention to this. Z we know was supposed to be 10 plus years, no? So can I say this 7 will definitely be with Z? And the other contract with Z will either be 3 years or a 4-year contract. The other contract with Z will be a 3-year or a 4-year contract. Yes, people? Z के पास total duration of contracts worth over 10 years होना चाहिए. तो ये B का 7. अब 3 इन दोनों में से कौन सा वाला 3 रहा पता नहीं, या D वाला 4 पता नहीं, बट 7 and 3 या 4 वाला चलेगा. X के पास एक तो 3 वाला रहेगा और दूसरा 3 या 4 वाला रहेगा. X is supposed to be 6 plus years, no? X is supposed to have contracts worth over 6 plus years. It has to be 3 and 3 or 4. We don't know which one. Is this also a valid conclusion to draw? W is supposed to have 1 and 1. W will definitely have 1 and 1. Can I at this time also say Y will also have 1 and 1? So when we go back to this line, third statement, Y had contracts in 10 and 19. These are single year contracts of Y. Y will only have single year contracts in 10 and 19. There is no multi-year contract with Y. Multi-year contracts are only present with X and Z. Multi-year contracts are only present with X and Z. Okay. Now, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. W has got a contract in this year and this year. This I knew. W had contracts only in 2012. Y has a contract once in 2010 and once in 2019. For X he's supposed to have a 3-year or a 3-year contract is definitely there. So he has a contract here, here, and here. And he also has a contract here, here, and here. Now this 4-year contract could be at one of these two spots. If at all it is there. Can you see this representation? Can you see this representation? Okay. Now Z, I can't really draw anything right now. I can't really draw anything right now because 7-year or 4-year. X is supposed to have a 3-year contract and a second contract which is either 3 years or 4 years. Either 3 years or 4 years. And he's supposed to extend this out over a 6-year period. So you'll have a contract in 2010, you'll have a contract in 2011, you'll have a contract in 2012. He will also have a contract in 2013, in 14, 15. It could be that these three and these three are at play. If the combo was 3 and 3, he could have these three. Or if the combo was 3, 4, it could be 4 at the top and 3 at the bottom. Or it could be 4 at the bottom and 3 at the top. Simply representation. These cells are possible. I'm saying there is a possibility that this gets used. Possibility, not guarantee, possibility. For Z, I can't really record it because can you see there are 4 possibilities for Z? There are 4 possibilities for Z. If you want, I can record it right now, but it would not be very efficient. In fact, why do I even ask? Let me record it. This is the case of this is the case of 7-3. This is the case of 7-4. So it could be 7. Like this. Ooh. Right, chuck Z's position. I'll have to make many cases to record it. For Z, as of now, I know it could be like this. Okay. This much recording is done. Institute C had 1 or more contracts in 2012, but did not have any contract in 2011. Okay. So this one contract is in 2012. This was not in the 3-year contract was not in 2011-12. This, I can't even infer that right now. Maybe it starts from 2012. No, 3-year contract starts from 2012. But is there a 3-year contract starting from 2012? No. The 3-year contract cannot start in 2012 for C, this point. A 3-year contract for C cannot start in 2012. Can you see this, people? For X, a 3-year contract will start either in 2010 or it will start in 2013. For X, a 3-year contract will start in 2010 or it will start in 2013. Yes, a 3-year contract for X will start in either 2012 or start in 2013. For Z, a 3-year contract will either start in 2010 or will start in 2017. For Z, a 3-year contract will either start in 2010 or will start in 2017. It cannot start anywhere apart from these two spots. So for C, a 3-year contract cannot start in 2012, although this is, in the grand scheme of things, this is not such a useful insight. Okay, let's go. Institutes B and D each had exactly one contract in 2012. Institute D did not have any contract in 2010. Institute D did not have any contract in 2010. Okay. ये बताइए, अब you'll have to work with me and eliminate cases. If Z had this case, if Z had 7 and 4, if Z had the combo of 7 and 4, it would either be 7 wala, 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 4 wala, 4 wala, 4 wala, 4 wala here, or 4 wala, 4 wala, 4 wala, 4 wala, 7 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 wala, like this. Also, if Z had 7 and 4, does it also ensure that X and X have 3 and 3? So in 2012, if Z had 7 and 4, in 2012, how many contracts would be in play? How many contracts would be in play? How many contracts will be there in 2012? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and one of these two. In 2012, only one of these two, not both 7 and 4. And this is, of course, out. This is not possible. X now has only 3, 3 case. No, so this spot will not be filled up. This spot will not be filled up. Additionally, out of these 7, 4, only one of those spots will get filled. So you have something here, you have something here, you have something here, and you have one of these two spots. So how many contracts will be in play? Only 4. And this is an unacceptable outcome. We need how many contracts in 2012? 5. We need 5 contracts in 2012. So the only way this works is, can I say 7, 4 as a combo for Z has been eliminated? 7, 4 as a combo for Z has been eliminated. This is not possible. If 7, 4 as a combo for Z has been eliminated, this is a different way of saying 7, 3 combo for Z has been guaranteed. And a 3, 4 combo for X has been guaranteed. A 3, 4 combo for X has been guaranteed. Additionally, We still need 5 contracts in 2012. How will that work? How will that work? If this box is used up, if this box is used up for X, the 4-year contract comes here. 12 intersection has to be used up. Brilliant. So now this 4-1 here, 4-1 is guaranteed, no, has to be D. So D, 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 and D. This is identified. Okay. Now this 3-year contract in the beginning, this 3-year contract in the beginning, can it be C? Can it be C? No, because C had no contract in 2011. Institute had one or more contract Institute C had one or more contracts in 2012, but did not have any contract in 2011. So who is this three contract person? Has to be A. Brilliantly done. Okay. Now for Z. Now for Z. It will either be 3 first and 7 later, or 7 first and 3 later. Can it be 3 first and 7 later? What will this cause a problem with? This will cause a problem with C, because C cannot be active in 2011. So for Z, it necessarily has to be 7 first and 3 later. So this is B, 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 this is C, this is C, and this is C. Done. Amazingly well done. Okay. Now let's check. Institutes B and D had exactly 1 contract in 2012. B and D had exactly 1 contract in 2012. So these two spots, one of them has to be filled by C, the other spot has to be filled by, one of these 2 spots has to be filled by C, the other spot has to be filled by A. So wonderfully well done. Last thing, Institute D did not have any contract in 2010. D के सारे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो गए, एक D को यहाँ आना पड़ेगा और एक B को यहाँ आना पड़ेगा. Have we got the precise location of all the contracts for all the vendors, for all the institutes at all the places now? This is a terrible, terrible question. Best left alone in exam. This is not, as in, after all the statements that I made about whether you should do it or not do it, I'm saying this question is far, far tougher compared to what you have with the rest of it. The other 2 were so simple, straightforward, that we have seen so far, but this requires so many things that you have to interpret simultaneously and record so much information. This is amazingly, comparatively difficult, and therefore best left alone. Let's go into the question. In which of the following years were there 2 or more contracts? Following years, no? 2018, just 1 contract, 2017, just 1 contract, 2015, 2, and 2016, 2. You could also reach this answer from the original question itself. Do you remember Z had contracts in all the years from 10 to 19? B and D can exchange places? No. No. Because Institute D did not have a contract in 2010. Z had a contract in every year from 10 to 19, and X had a contract in every year from 10 to 15. Can I say in 10 to 15 there will always be at least 2 contracts in play? So you could answer question 1 without doing all this nonsense. Question 1 was present. I'm still saying this question is not worth doing, But the first question can be answered without engaging in all this precise working. Which of the following is true? D had a contract with Y in 2019. Yes. Done. In how many years during this period was there only one contract? Can I straight away go ahead and say 10 to 19 is gone? 10 to 19 is gone. Additionally, do we remember in 19, Y had a contract and X had a contract? Sorry, Z had a contract. Y and Z both had a contract. The only years left for us to check are 16, 17, and 18. If the answer to this question, in which of the following years were there two or more contracts, this 2015, can I say 2018, 2017, and 2016 have only one contract? These 3 years have only one contract. In how many years during this period was there only one contract? Option 3. Again, something that you could have done without creating the table and assigning them proper places. What best can be concluded about the number of contracts in 2010? It is exactly 3, but at least 3 could you have reached? Y का एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना है, X का एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना है, Z का एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना है, और W का तो 2012 में होना था ना सब कुछ. W का तो सब कुछ 2012 में होना था. तो इन तीनों का कम से कम एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा ही होगा. एटलीस्ट 3 you could have reached. At least 3 you could have reached. We can't say exactly 3. We can't say exactly 3. क्या पता कहीं कोई ओवरलैप हो रहा हो. But precise answer to exactly 3. Which institutes had multiple contracts during the same year? B, A. That's it. A and B. C is far away. D is far away. A and B only. Which institutes and vendors had more than one contract in a year? A और B तो होने ही है. A और B तो होने ही है. A, B both are not present. A, B both are not present. A, B both are not present. They are present. Therefore, the answer. Yes. Can you see that despite not doing the entire set, despite अच्छा ठीक है लाइट है बढ़िया हम ज़्यादा डिटेल नहीं जा रहे. This is good enough. May we move? The only learning you should possibly take from this is good set, learn, but learn that this was not worth attempting. In a 40-minute test, this was definitely not worth attempting. It requires a lot of processing. Okay, let's go to this one. In a certain board examination, students were to appear for examination in 5 subjects: English, Hindi, mathematics, science, and social science. Due to a certain emergency situation, a few of the examinations could not be conducted for some students. Hence, some students missed one examination and some others missed 2 examinations. Nobody missed more than 2 examinations. Cool. The board adopted the following policy for awarding marks to students. If a student appeared in all 5 examinations, then the marks awarded in each of the examinations were on the basis of the scores obtained by them in those examinations. Okay. If a student missed only one examination, then the marks awarded in that examination was the average of the best 3 among the 4 scores in the examination they appeared for. So miss one, average of best 3 out of 4. If a student missed 2 examinations, the marks awarded in each of these examinations was the average of the best 2 among the 3 scores in the examination they appeared for. Miss 2, average of best 2 out of 3. The marks obtained by 6 students in examination are given below in the table. Each of them missed either 1 or 2 examinations. Everybody has missed either 1 or 2 examinations. Now these numbers are amazing. These numbers are amazing. Alva, acha, you say, if you miss 2, you will have 2 identical scores. If you miss 2 examinations, you will have 2 identical scores. This can you infer? So I'm saying, if there are 2 identical scores, does that mean you have missed 2 examinations? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay, brilliant. When you look at the marks of Alva, can you see? If she missed just 1 examination, that is also possible. Why not? अच्छा, एल्वा का ही केस देख लीजिए ऋतिक, पता चल जाएगा. एल्वा ने मान लो हिंदी मिस किया है, तो उसके टॉप 3 स्कोर्स होंगे 80, 70 और 75 इन दीज 3 सब्जेक्ट्स. ऋतिक, 80, 70 एंड 75 इन दीज 3 सब्जेक्ट्स, उसका एवरेज हिंदी में दे दिया है. तो क्या एल्वा ने 2 एग्जाम मिस किए हैं क्या? जरूरी नहीं है. Just because you have 2 identical scores, that does not mean that you have missed 2. But if you miss 2, you will have 2 identical scores. Achha. But can I say, Alva has missed 1 or missed 2 exams. Alva has missed 1 or missed 2 exams. And the subjects in which Alva can miss are Hindi and science. There is no other subject in which Alva has missed. Alva cannot miss an exam in any other subject apart from Hindi or science, or in Hindi and or science. This is the only subject in which Alva can miss. Similarly, for Bithi, the 2 subjects Bithi can miss it in are science and social science. Either missed 1 or missed 2. Yes. Similarly, for Carl, missed 1 or missed 2. How are we inferring this? By the numbers. In Bithi, see, okay, let me work slowly then. If Alva missed 1, then her top 3 examination scores would be what, Ankit? The highest score, of course, cannot be the average. The top 3 examination scores would be these 3. Then can she be missing mathematics? Can she be missing science? 80, 75 और 75 का एवरेज 70 या 60 आ सकता है? नहीं, ये तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है कि ये 3 मिस किया हो. ये हो सकता है ना, 80, 70 और 75 ये टॉप 3 स्कोर्स हो और हिंदी में एवरेज मैक्स असाइन कर दिया हो. दिस इज पॉसिबल. If Alva has missed 2 examinations, then she would have missed Hindi and science. 80 और 70 का एवरेज 75 75 डाल दिया, चलेगा, पॉसिबल है. ठीक है. बिथी में जा रहे, एक एग्जाम मिस किया, मान लो सोशल साइंस मिस कर दिया, तो इंग्लिश, हिंदी एंड साइंस का एवरेज 85 सोशल साइंस में है. पॉसिबल है. अच्छा, मान लो साइंस और सोशल साइंस दोनों मिस किया, इंग्लिश हिंदी का एवरेज 85 यहां डाल दिया. पॉसिबल है. आई एम सेइंग पॉसिबल. These are simply possible cases, nothing else apart from that. Okay, next for Carl, can you come to the conclusion 90 or 90? Either missed 1 or missed 2. For Deep, 90 and 90. Missed one or missed two? For Isha, can you see? Can you see? Isha has definitely missed one. Isha has definitely missed one. And if Isha has definitely missed one, which paper did she miss it in? It has to be English. Isha definitely missed it in English. Isha definitely missed it in English. इन तीन का एवरेज 85, 95 और 60 का एवरेज मिलके बन रहा है 80. 85, 95, 60 का एवरेज मिलके बन रहा है 80. ये तो मिस्ड है, पक्का हो गया. This is missed, this is guaranteed. For phony, missed one or missed two. सब सब्जेक्ट चेक करके वहां पहुंचेंगे. सब सब्जेक्ट चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. देखो हाईएस्ट स्कोर तो होगा नहीं ऋतिक, एवरेज लेना है. हाईएस्ट स्कोर तो होगा नहीं. अच्छा 80, 95 नहीं हो रहा, 85 हो पाएगा क्या? इन तीन 85 को अगर हटाओ तो बाकी सब का कुछ समेशन करके 255 पहुंचा सकते हैं क्या? ये 10 फालतू दे रहा है, इसके नीचे 10 वाले दो बन ही नहीं पाएगा. 85 भी पक्का आ ही रहा है. 85, 95 मिलके आपके पास 180 ऑलरेडी बन गया है. तो अब या तो 60/3 करके 80 आना है, या 180 प्लस 80/3 करके 65 आना है. ये तो गलत ही है, यही बचा. नंबर्स रन हो जाते हैं, मतलब यू डोंट हैव टू मैथमेटिकली चेक देम. These become very, very simple if you're simply running those numbers. Okay, for phony, missed one or missed two. This also we have identified. Now see, beautiful thing that has just happened. 4 of these students appeared in each of English, Hindi, Science and Social Science examination. यार इंग्लिश में 4 लोगों ने पेपर दिया है, तो 2 लोगों ने मिस किया है. The only people who can miss it in English are Isha and Phony. तो इसने पक्का मिस किया, ये पक्का मिस किया है. फोनी ने पक्का मिस किया. अच्छा हिंदी में भी 4 लोगों ने पेपर दिया, तो 2 लोगों ने मिस किया. So Alva has definitely missed it. Deep has definitely missed it. Science, who all are supposed to miss it? 4 people are supposed to miss. 4 people are supposed to appear for it. यार इन तीनों में से कोई 2 हो सकते हैं, पता नहीं. सोशल साइंस में इन तीनों में से कोई 2 हो सकते हैं, अभी पता नहीं. सोशल साइंस में से इन तीनों में से कोई 2 हो सकते हैं, पता नहीं. So we don't write it here right now. The student who missed the mathematics examination did not miss any other examination. Who is the only student who could have missed the mathematics examination? Or say if he missed this, he is definitely not missing this. And now do I know the 2 people who have missed the social science paper? Bithi and Phony. This is guaranteed now. At this time, can I also go ahead and say Phony has definitely missed 2, and that's it. As of now, that's it. And Carl has missed 1. Phony has missed 2 and Carl has missed 1. Okay. One of the students who missed the Hindi examination did not miss the other examination. The other student who misses the Hindi examination also misses the science examination. Look at this. The people who can miss the Hindi and the science examination are Alva or Deep. These are the 2 people who can miss the Hindi and the science examination. People who can miss the Alva, people who can miss the Hindi and science examination. These 2 people are, one of them is missing the science examination. So can I say if one of them is appearing for the science examination, Bithi is definitely missing the science examination. Bithi is definitely missing the science examination. Now we don't know if Alva appeared or Deep appeared in science, but Bithi is definitely missing. So we now have a rough idea of who missed what paper. Bithi is definitely missing 2. Bithi is missing 2. Carl is missing 1. Isha is missing 1. Phony is missing 2. Between Alva and Deep, one of them is missing 1, one of them is missing 2. Let's go. Individual questions now. Who among the following did not appear for the mathematics examination? Carl. Which students did not appear for the English examination? Isha and Phony. What test can be concluded about the students who did not appear for the Hindi examination? Alva and Deep. What best can be concluded about students who missed the science examination? Bithi and one of Alva and Deep. How many out of these 6 students missed exactly one examination? Pay attention. Missed one examination. Different color. Missed one examination. Missed one examination. These 2 I know for certain. Between Deep and Alva, one person will miss one examination. No? Between Deep and Alva, one person will miss one examination. So the answer to this question, how many out of the 6 students missed exactly one examination? Answer is 3. Answer is 3. Next, for how many students can we be definite about which examinations they missed? We don't have clarity about Alva and Deep, but for Bithi, Carl, Isha and Phony, we know precisely for how many students. For 4 students, we can be certain. Yes? Pretty straightforward. इसके अंदर तो only possible exams that you can miss वही identify कर लो, सब कुछ falls after that. हाँ अबे 6 questions तो best चीज होती है लाइफ में. This see when I say this set is not worth doing, that is because there was another set like this available. This is so much nicer, no? Okay, let's go to the last set now. Let's go to the last set, people. Okay. This is A and D में से कैसे एक ही पर्सन 2 मिस करेगा एक बार? यार ऋतिक क्वेश्चन का कंडीशन दिया था यार, ये क्वेश्चन 3 स्टेटमेंट 3 इन द क्वेश्चन. One student who missed the Hindi examination. Alva और दीप ने हिंदी मिस किया है. Did not miss the other examination. मतलब उस बंदे ने एक ही पेपर मिस किया है. The other student who missed the Hindi examination also missed the science examination. तो Alva दीप में से किसी ने 1 मिस किया है, किसी ने 2 मिस किया है. ये बात क्वेश्चन के अंदर लिखी हुई है यार. ओके, दिस वन. This is a gift, but I'll tell you something that lots of people would have made an error on. Lots of people would have made error on. नहीं वो तो बाद का दुख हो जाता है. But एक 1,000 patients currently suffering from disease were selected to study the effectiveness of treatment of 4 types of medicine. A, B, C, D. 500. बहुत गंदा error है वो. These patients were first randomly assigned into 2 groups of equal size. So 500, called the treatment group and the control group. The patients in the control group were not treated with any of these medicines. Instead, they were given a dummy medicine called placebo, containing only sugar and starch. The following information is known about the patients in the treatment group. Set A, Set B, Set C, and Set D. A total of 250 patients were treated with type A medicine. 250. And a total of 210 patients were treated with type C medicine. 210. Okay. 25 patients were treated with type A medicine only. 25. 20 patients were treated with type C medicine only. 20. 10 patients were treated with type D medicine only. Done. 35 patients were treated with type A and type D medicines only. 20 patients were treated with type A and type B medicines only. 30 patients were treated with type A and type C medicines only. 20 patients were treated with type C and type D medicines only. Okay. 100 patients were treated with exactly 3 types of medicines. These 4 regions takes add up to 100. Okay. 40 patients were treated with medicines of type A, B, C, but not D. 40 patients. 40. 20 patients were treated with medicines of type A, C, D, but not with type B. 20. 50 patients were given all 4 types of medicines. 50. Okay. So now because set A is almost complete except this number, we can get that. So 25, 20, 45, 45, 70 is 115. 115 plus 70 is 185. 185 plus 35 is 220. 220 plus 30. Also, these sticks were supposed to add up to 100. So 40, 20, 30. This is 10. Now C can be completed. Let us look at C. 30, 20, 10 is 60. 60 plus 90 is 150. 150 plus 50 is 200. So this is 10. Great. This last line is that 75 patients were treated with exactly 1 type of medicine. 25 plus 20 is 45. 45 plus 10 is 55. 55 plus 20 is 75. Now everything has been accounted for. Everything has been accounted for except this region. 210 plus 40, 250. 250 plus 25 is 275. 275 plus 35 is 310. 310 plus 40 is 350. So this region will be 150. 500 minus 350. Now this 150, I'm sure anybody who was solving it for the first time will feel, how is it 150? All the other numbers are so small. How is this coming out to be 150? But it is coming out to be 150. Deal with it. Nothing else is extra. How many patients were treated with medicine type B? Let's check. 20, 20, 40, 10. So 90, 90, 60, 150, 150, 150. What? 20, 20, 40, 40, 10, 100, 150, 150, 50. I'm getting 330 here. And I know the answer is 340. No? I made a mistake because I know the answer is 340. I'll have to do this. So sad. I will try again. I will try again, people. I will try again. एक बार गलत हो गया तो गलत हो गया, अब क्या करें? ये धांधली नहीं चलती ना. I will do it slightly faster. Wait this time. Okay. Yes. I think this number last time, sorry, what have I done? I think this number last time I got as 10, no? Which was the error. But okay. Now processing is same, everything is same. So 20, 20, 20, 60, 100, 100 plus 160, 160 plus 30 is 190, 190 plus 150 is 340. Yes, I am happy again. The birds are chirping. 30, 190, 190 plus 80, 270, 270, 290, 315. I have lost confidence. 30 plus 20, 50. 50 plus 50, 100. 100 plus 150, 250, 290, 290 plus 35, 325. Yes, 325. Okay. The number of patients who were treated with medicines type B, C, and D, but not A was 10. How many patients were treated with medicines type B and D only? 150. The number of patients who were treated with medicine D type was 325. Straightforward question, but yes, you can end up making an error if you don't write down numbers with respect. That is the entirety of the DILR section. Clearly, this is the ना ऐसी गलती हो किसी से एग्जाम में बट वो ठीक करने की हालत में रहे. See, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy. The last one is easy. Bus set 3. That is the set that eats away at all the time that you will have. I hope nobody falls into if the paper has questions and randomized on it. So say if the first person who started doing set first set had this set, oh, life would be so sad for me. I don't know. I'm stopping the recording for this. Hopefully this was useful. Okay, bye.